Hey, what's up? We're back with more Girls Band Cry. This is episode 6. I'm very appreciative that you guys have been enjoying this reaction series. It's great. I mean, I'm not that surprised that this series is, you know, has people who really like it, because I knew this was exactly the type of series that had like, you know, a smaller cult following to it. And I do find that those shows do better on my channel. Like there's a weird thing depending on like what size of channel you are. Like the big channels will do really well with the big shows, but me, a smaller channel, I will do the best with shows that there's a small group of fans who love it, you know? So, you know, shows like this and shows like Licorice Recoil did really well on this channel. Shows like Bang Dream, It's My Go did really well. You know, just like these shows that there aren't necessarily a ton of reactions to on YouTube, but that people really love, and that's really, really good anyway. So this is one of those shows, and I really, really love it because I love that it also corresponds to a genre that I really, really appreciate. I feel like I was born for this. I was born for reactions like this because, you know, I've played a lot of the Bang Dream game, and I've played a lot of the Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, and like going through the stories of that. I've watched a decent amount of band anime in the past, you know, K-On! And Bocchi the Rock, and there are more, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Doesn't matter. So, you know, I really enjoy this stuff, and it's just really great to have another series that is just really hitting, like just doing great in terms of it's seemingly popular as well. Like, I know I just said that it has a small audience, but that is in terms of like Western Western hype, I would say. But among the anime community, it is getting some buzz, and I think it also, they showed like Blu-ray sales or something today, and their Blu-ray sales are pretty high. So, so that gives me confidence that we might get more of this wonderful show, which I would love that. I would absolutely adore getting more Girls Band Cry. Because it's been so well written so far. They clearly put a lot of love into the show, the animation, the expressions on the characters' faces. It's all really great. So, yeah, last episode, we saw that Diamond Dust has like a new member, and the member is like, he has some history with Nina. And so both Nina and Momoka sort of have some skin in the game when it comes to Diamond Dust's new lineup. But regardless, they went out there and they wore their flaws on their chests, and they performed. Excuse me, sorry. They performed like hell, and I loved it. It was great. So let's jump into episode 6 of this show. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length versions of these reactions, as well as early access. You can get the next episode on there right now. With the full length, remember that you have to have your own footage, and you just sync it up, and it's really, really easy to do, and then you can watch the whole episode with me with no edits. I have a One Piece channel. If you like One Piece, definitely go check out Gent Watches One Piece, because those reactions are amazing. So much fun. So yeah, here we go. Let's jump into Girls Band Cry episode 6. Concert of the day. That's cool. So are these two gonna join the band at the same time? I didn't realize they would be friends. Got a box on her head. As soon as I go to record. Do they do covers? Are they a cover thing? Wait, so she composes Vocaloid type songs? Aim for the Budokan, of course. Every band anime, they gotta be aiming for it. And they're doing it in the OP, right? So if the implication is that she is the composer of a song like this song we're hearing right now, then that makes a lot of sense. Because this song would be a good Vocaloid song. Vocaloid songs like to cram in syllables, and I love that about them. Anthem of the Outcasts. Woman. I like this version of the OP in the background.
が心地よくなってこそライブの実感があるってもんよ。ニーナは弾けまくってたし、お前も大概だったけどな。
Oh, she's got. Don't fall asleep in the sauna. Aw.
ブレイちゃん。そういうわけじゃないけど。
ダイダスはモモカだよな。
Okay.
今のニーナのことも可愛いって褒めてあるじゃない。
みんな前のダイダスの方が好きなんですよ。
That doesn't really matter to Momoka now. I mean, it doesn't affect anything.
私たちこそが正しいから応援してくださいって。
Yeah, I mean, let Diamond Dust be their own
本
thing.
気でうちらは何人だ
500人。
500's a good start.
モモカさんの目標を聞いてるんです。
めんどくさいな。せっかく風呂上がりでさっぱりしてたのに。
I do think you should be thinking about a goal, maybe.
でも、ああ、ない。
No general goals either.
ムカつくムカつくムカつく。
I mean, even just like making music we can be proud of is a
人
goal.
が真剣に
突っかかりすぎなの。闘牛場の牛かって感じ。
Get the rice off your face,
実際どう
girl.
思ってるんだろう。
そりゃハードル高いわ。
I don't know if that should be your goal. It's a bit petty.
ってのが普通かな。
事務所ってそんなに大切なんですか？
まあ
Yeah,
ね。
it's pretty
曲
important.
発表するならネットで。あの子たちは地元にいた頃にフォロワーは常時1万近く。
That's not
それで
entirely out of reach for you guys, I don't think.
それが強ければ話は勝手に舞い込んでくる。
減ってる？
Oh, what? No, that sucks. Aw, she's composing to it. Oh, that sounds great. It matches your style, doesn't
そう
it?
するくらいならそんなのわかるわけないです。どんなに仲が良くても。
So they've covered up two people in that picture.
相性最悪でも不思議と。
So they were in a band that they split.
ともちゃんには合ってると思います。
I think you'll fight with them a lot. That's my vibe. That's my gut.
あ
But
と
they'll make good
何かやっ
music.
ておく。それもそっか。ニナもそれでいいか。
Oh, I like her outfit.
それとさっき撮ったスバルちゃんの写真 SNS にあげていい？
Probably not. She probably won't be cool with that.
これで一気にフォロワーが増え
ダメに決まってるでしょ。
Yep.
ごめん、こういう方がファンの人とか
どうすんのよ。そんなにフォロ
Yeah,
ワー
she's
増やしたい
trying to
の
do it on
か
the down low.
集客新川崎女学院ですとかって
モモカさん
Oh my god, they drew all that in 2D.
やめに私はダイダスのことを恨んでもいないし
私が負けたくないんです。
知る
Mm.
か事情を人に追っかぶせてくんな。
私負けたくないんです。
I guess if that's what's keeping you going, I'll talk about that goal in the discussion.
まあ
I haven't fully formed my thoughts on it yet.
プロを意識とはね。
This would be the chance if you want to pitch to them, guys.
とは思ってお願いします。
はい飲みにちゃ
Oh!
え
Ooh, shit!
はいよろしく。
Oh, I'm excited.
はい私はルパ
Rupa and
こちらは
Tomo.
エビズカともちゃん。
かわ
ありがとうございます。
いい。対バンとか。
違います。
Bando.
苦情
わかった。当店1万人目。
They
勘が鈍いわね。
can't even figure it out.
誰が
誰よ？
Guys, come on.
私たち集客力も弱いし、ファンもフォロワーも少ないし。
They want you for the
そ
music.
れは私たちも一緒です。どこも同じか。
Like, because it'll get them followers, because you guys will make great music.
まあ、ともちゃんと会わなかったのは確かですね。
それで
She's
私たちに
okay. Got strong
ライブで聞い
convictions.
ていて
そう思って歌ってました。
ニーナはぶつかり星から来たし。
お邪魔します。
今、
Too bad Momoka's not here right now.
これなんだ？
Oh my gosh.
ところで武道館
Look how grumpy she is. I'm gonna like her.
聞いたことはあるし、
ともちゃんも仙台ですけどね。
Ah,
ないし、
They're
私熊本。
both country
宮城の
girls?
仙台。
ここで歌えたら間違ってなかったって思えるよね。ダイヤモンド
Damn.
ダストと
Oh my gosh. She's so focused on Diamond Dust.
すぐ桃香さんに連絡しよう。お前はバカか。なんでって言ってたでしょ。
That's true.
桃香さんがいいよって言うと思う。
I don't know. She hasn't said what she wanted to do.
さあね。嘘つきって言わないか。しかも本職はベースとキーボード。一曲くらい一緒にやってみるの
Are
に
you
はちょうどいい
gonna
かな
pretend that you're scouting them?
そうです。
向こうはなんて言ってるの？
Oh.
ぜひっていうか。
とりあえずじゃあ決まったら連絡する。
Okay, so you're just keeping bits of it.
だから作
from her.
戦。でも音楽から離れると我に返る。
That's true. This is a good assessment of
自
her.
分はあの人根っからのミュージシャンだもん。
Okay, so appeal to the music side of her.
理解しました。
Then the realist side will come
今から
around.
準備。おばば。
Oh, yeah, you recognize her.
写真どこで撮ってもらったの？
Are you a big fan of her?
そうされるたびに。
Whoa, she's a huge fan.
いつも泣くんです。
Oh.
余計なこと言わなくていいってファンをあまり寄せつけないので有名。あわ？と詳しく聞かせなさい。ありがとうございます。たまには波とビール以外頼むなさい。よろしく。
Good first impression.
あんたとはまた後で。
She's trying to change the subject.
わかりました。はい。いいよ。
I'm excited for this. Holy shit. I love the colors.
すごい。
Yeah.
これ。
It's so much more filled out. I like how they just threw us into it. Oh, I love her keyboard.
桃香さん。
That was fucking amazing.
桃香さんの歌は負けてないって証明したいんです。
I don't know if that's the right way to pitch it to her.
事務所から声がかかるってわけか。はい。
Momoka's not here again.
ダイヤモンドダスト。
Oh, okay, she is there. She's just not in the room. That was a cool final visual. Holy shit. Man, another great episode. My favorite part of the episode was when they actually had that session towards the end and they were like, all right, what should we play? Okay, we're gonna play this. Cool, we're just gonna give it a shot. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. And then the song started and it like from the sound alone, you could feel that it felt special and it felt like, I mean, especially since we'd already heard the song once, like a performance of the song without the other two. And now that we hear it again, it's like, holy shit, this feels even more real. And then on top of that, the visuals just being like colors just coming at Nina. It was so great. I really, really love that, the whole idea for that scene, because even if you were not like musically inclined enough, and I'm not saying I am musically inclined, I'm definitely not, but you know, I can tell when something sounds a bit better than it did before. But even if you were like musically not able to pick up on the difference between the last episode's version and this episode's version, you can tell by the visuals alone that it's something special, and I like that. You know, it's accommodating for everyone who watches the episode. But yeah, that was really good. So now here's the thing. Here's like the most interesting part, I think, of this episode and of what we're doing right now is like seeing the difference in motivations. Like motivations, I think, were the key theme of this episode, or the theme that they're playing with at this part of the show, because the characters like all have their own motivations, and it's about kind of how much they're going to clash, how much they're going to propel them forward or hold them back. And so in this episode, we basically ask Momoka at the start of the episode, like, hey, what are you doing this for? Like, you left being a professional to come play with amateurs. What's your goal? And she says, nothing. I don't know. And they go, oh, you don't have any general goals or anything? Nope, nothing. And so that, you know, is potentially worrying, because it's one thing to give like a generic overarching answer, and it's another thing to ignore the question entirely. She ignored it entirely because she could have just said, I just want to make good music, And that's a legitimate answer in one way or another, you know. But like her band members, I think that's kind of not enough for them for her to just say, I don't know, like I don't have anything. Because if you're in a band with people, you kind of want to know what to expect and like what are your expectations in comparison to each other. Because if we have vastly different expectations for this, if I like really want to go pro and you never want to go pro ever, then we have a problem, you know. And so they do have these, you know, these different levels to them. Now, Nina's, well, actually, I'm going to first talk about Tomo's, because Tomo's is pretty clear. She has it fucking written on that photo. Like, she wants to play at the Budokan, which makes sense. That's if you watch any sort of music anime, it's always mentioned at least once that that's a goal for them to go to. It's like a pretty prestigious, amazing thing for musicians to be able to do in Japan. So like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not a musician, but I am like a performer. I've done lots of on-stage stuff. If I was a musician, I can absolutely see why that is appealing, because it feels like the sort of electric kind of stage that you'd want to perform on, you know? I feel like there wouldn't be much else like it. So yeah, for sure, I can see that. But then you go to Nina's motivations, and she, I think right now is pretty clear that her motivation is to beat Diamond Dust. And I think this ties into like what we had last episode. Now, I don't want to make a sweeping judgment on that aspect of her character. And so, you know, I don't want any comments that are like that are like debating that I'm saying this is like, you know, that Nina's bad for doing this or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think it's something fun to keep an eye on right now, because I'm hesitant at where this goal takes her, because she is measuring her success entirely based upon another band's success. And currently, I don't think this is always going to be the case, but currently I believe she's doing it for petty reasons. Now, if it's pushing her forward, then great. Then that's really good. But I think she is still hurt about like what happened to Momoka and about Diamond Dust in general, and the fact that the singer is the girl she doesn't like. And just like when she was reading out the comments at the start, and it was like, oh, Momoka was the real, you know, the real heart of Diamond Dust or whatever. And it was like Nina felt like vindicated about that and wanted to like go, like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're the real Diamond Dust now. Like, we're the real heart of it or whatever. But I'm still of the opinion that like Nina, and this is why I like Nina, because I think she's flawed. But so even though I don't agree with her, I like it from a writing perspective to see this sort of flawed character. But in my opinion, Nina, if I was talking to her, it's she is making an unfair judgment on the band based on feelings of her own that she can't really let go of. And I think that is very much tied into what was said last episode, which is like, you're being a toxic fan. You think you own this band because you're a fan of it, you know? You think you loved it more than anyone else, and so like your opinion matters about it more than anyone else's, you know? And it's, I talked about it a lot last video as well, but it is a thing that fans feel that they have some sort of extra connection to something they love than other people do. And so because of that, it should, like, if it doesn't tailor itself to that, or if other people like something different about the band that you did, you tend to want to go, well, you're not liking it for the right reasons. Like, you don't understand the heart of it. Like, this is what the heart of it is, you know? Like, if I was to say, let's use Girls Band Cry as an example. If I was to watch this show and I was to say the heart of this show is the flawed characters. That's like what makes this show special. And if someone else was to watch this show and they would be like, yeah, I find flawed characters okay, but the music is like really what makes this anime special. If I go to them and I go, you don't like the show properly. You're not like a proper fan of the show. You're like a passerby. Like your opinion doesn't really matter. I'm the real fan of the show because I know what's important about the show, right? That's that's gatekeeping, and it's not great for fandoms. And so if the show had a second season and they focused less on a flawed character thing and more on the music side of things and like focus really hard on making great music in it, I might go, well, this show lost its spark. It's nothing special now. It's shitty now. This isn't Girls Band Cry anymore. But person 2 could go, this is everything I love about Girls Band Cry. This is still Girls Band Cry to me. It's not up to me to say what Girls Band Cry is. It's up to the people behind Girls Band Cry to say what Girls Band Cry is. The people who are actually making it are the ones who mold what it is, and we get to be witnesses to it. And maybe we'll love it and maybe we won't. But so basically what I'm thinking in regards, like bringing it back to Nina's character, is I want her, this is my hope for her character, to slowly realize that, like, see, there's a thing that I really want for her, but I don't think will happen, and a thing that I think is more realistic to happen. The thing that I think is more realistic to happen is that she understands that she should be focusing on the people in front of her, and that like it doesn't matter what Diamond Dust does. Like, we gotta play for ourselves, and we gotta care about the music that we make instead of looking over at them, you know? That's something that I think would be a good character arc for her, and a realistic one that I think would be in this show. Now, if I was to have my perfect character arc for her, I would want it to go even a step further than that, and for her to start to realize that Diamond Dust could, in its current form, still matter to a lot of people, which I think would be an important character arc, but I don't know if the show is going to approach it like that. Especially if they do want to set up that like singer from Diamond Dust as like a minor antagonist, and it felt like they were kind of doing that, then it would be hard to sell that storyline. But I really would enjoy a storyline where like she starts to like it would be cool if I was writing it, you know, maybe she'd come across another girl who is very much like Nina, but she's really connecting with the Diamond Dust of today, you know? And it's like Nina could show her the old Diamond Dust and go like, look, isn't this great? And she goes like, yeah, that sounds great, but it's not my Diamond Dust. It's not what I fell in love with. It's not what helped me get through this. And then like, here's what I love about the current Diamond Dust, and it would be different things than what Nina likes about the old Diamond Dust. But I think that would be a nice story to tell as well, because she'd have to come to terms with the fact that people have different priorities and people love things for different reasons, and sometimes not everything's for you, and even the things that you think are specifically tailored for you aren't for you. But you know, you'll find something that you care about, so Nina can transfer her love of Diamond Dust into the love of her own band. And that's okay, you know, it's okay to love something and then move on from it to something else. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, this episode we also got introduced to Tomo and Rupa, and their vocal. Well, I mean, look, they were talking in like sort of vague terms about it, and I didn't get all of it, but I think the implication is they are composers doing music online, and then they've composed Vocaloid songs, but they are trying to do also more like actual, I was about to say actual music, not to imply Vocaloid music isn't actual music, singer-led music, real people-led music, but they need to find the right match for their style, and they found out that Nina and the gang were a right match for them. But it does make sense if they are Vocaloid producers. Like, it does feel it feels very Vocaloid like, you know. It reminds me of Iseri, who is a music producer, Japanese music producer, one half of YOASOBI, the musical group YOASOBI. He is incredible. He's one of my favorite Japanese musicians. I love him, and I'm pretty sure he's a Vocaloid producer as well, as, you know, he does his own solo music where he sings, and he does YOASOBI where I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but that woman sings Ikura. Is it Ikura? And he's just incredible, and he's done like music for a lot of people, and he's done music for Bang Dream as well. Like, he did a song called Celebration, I think, which was a Poppin' Party song, and it's probably in my top 3 Poppin' Party songs, if not my favorite Poppin' Party song, because it matched their style super well, but also had his own ISA flair to it, and I really, really, really love it. He uses a lot of very prominent keyboard in his music, and, you know, like, I can often in his songs, I'll be listening out and I'll go, yeah, that's ISA keyboard. Like, he's going ham on that keyboard. And Tomo in this episode reminded me of ISA, the way she was you know, doing that flair on the keyboard. Sounded great, you know. And same in the OP, that little like bit in the OP that she has sounds awesome. So I'm really excited for it. I think, like, Rupa, I think, is a good addition to the band, just because she, like, and no shade on her when I say this, she's kind of just vanilla. She's not gonna ruin anything. She's just a nice extra topping to the band. We don't really need more chaos, so having her be able to be like a little calm wave among it all is very nice. And then Tomo is going to add more chaos to it for sure, but organized chaos, needed chaos, and she's driven as well, and we need driven people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more from this band. I think it's so much fun. I think this has been a great episode, and I'm always surprised when I'm doing this show how much I have to discuss when we get to the discussion parts, you know? Because I do shows that are an hour long sometimes, and I won't have that much to discuss in the discussion bits. But shows like this, and shows like Bang Dream It's My Go, and shows like The Legend of Korra are like 20-minute shows, but have so much condensed character work that I feel like I've always got stuff to discuss in it. So I'm really glad that we're in episode 6, and I feel like I've done pretty long discussions for a lot of these episodes, you know? And I talk quickly as well, so I think a lot of, if other YouTube channels were to do discussions, the exact same discussions that I was doing, it would take them twice as long, because I just cram a bunch of words into one sentence and stumble over them and like. But it happens. Anyway, that is Girls Band Cry episode 6. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. You can get next week's episode of Girls Band Cry on there right now, episode 7, right now. Go check it out. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.